Happy Sunday, stampers and paper crafters. This is Facebook Live number 386. It is March 2nd, and this coming Tuesday, we're going to release, Stampin' Up! Is going to release some new online exclusives. I don't have any yet right now, but I just wanted to say it's really cool. Facebook is going to be deleting a lot of, I should say, all videos after 30 days. So I have started transferring my Facebook Lives over to YouTube as well. So I am starting with 385, and I have moved some over there. So whenever I get out of the 386 videos as of now, moved over before they delete them, I'm going to do that. Just so that on my page, you could go back in and say, you know, I know that she did this really cool technique with blah, blah, blah on, you know, so I'll search for it. Well, it's not going to be in Facebook Lives, you know, on my Facebook videos anymore. It's going to be on my YouTube page. So tonight, after I get done, I will transfer this over to my Stampin' for Joy Facebook video, and then I will also transfer it over to YouTube. And maybe someday I'll start doing YouTube Lives, but right now, I don't know how to do that with Facebook Live and YouTube Live and stream at the same time. I don't think I have the technology, and I'm still, you know, technically illiterate. So I'm trying. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge, and I live in Burnsville, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a card that I don't think I've ever done, and if I have, it's been a really long time. It's collage stamping, and it's using different stamp sets and a background stamp set, and I am going to show some different techniques and some adhesive changes or ideas so that you can recreate this card with whatever you have. So I'm going to put you down at the table. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done. I'm messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody has had a nice weekend. All right, so I'm going to do that transition, and hopefully we will continue with the Facebook Lives with no technical difficulties. Can't promise. There's, come on, stop being too tight. I'll loosen up it a little bit more. There we go. Sorry about that. If anybody was watching, like I said, if you get motion sickness, yeah, look away. All right, so we are going to be using quite a bit of ink pads. You could see some of them right there and that way. So let's get this going. I'll move this closer, and we'll squish in. All right. I think we're good, right? All right. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. And my online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. The current host code is CUBD9EUU. And you can use that host code when you have an order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, don't use that host code, because I want you to receive the hostess benefits until April 15th, I believe it is, when they go live with the new hostess program. Technically, everybody will be getting rewards. So you are going to be your own hostess. You will get 10% savings on your subtotal, and that's going to be in your what would they say? It's going to be in your site. your account. There we go. It's going to be in your account. And you can use that on your next order, or you can stockpile them to save for something that you want for free. penguinz33@outlook.com is my email address. So if you do not have a demonstrator that you are working with, I would be happy to send you a annual catalog or the spring mini catalog. Actually, I am out of the spring mini catalogs. So I have not had anybody ask me for one of these, so you're probably not going to ask me for one of these, so I'm not getting any more. All right. And so celebration is over, and that was a great time to purchase products. But now Stampin' Up! Is offering new product on the online exclusives, and that is going to start on Tuesday. Now, don't forget, there are a wide variety of suites that are available. Now, a suite is something that Stampin' Up! Designs to go to coordinate together. Now, if you want to just buy the stamp set, go ahead. If you want to buy the bundle, go ahead. But they're all meant to coordinate. And so what that means is, like, this one here is called the Mixed Media Floral, and it's the suite collection. That means you get one of everything, and all you have to do is just punch in one number. And when one thing in that suite is not available, that number will not work. So you could punch in all the other numbers. It's not going to save you anything by buying the suite collection. You're just buying things that coordinate with each other. However, the bundle will save you the 10%, whether you buy that in a suite or you buy that separately. So just to give you an idea, this suite collection has the stamp set and the dies, so that's the bundle. And then it's actually a mega suite. Excuse me. So that means there's 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets that come with this. And there is a plaster painting 3D embossing folder. You get the low profile dots. And in that suite, you also get this designer series paper. And that is, it's a lot of fun. It's 12 by 12 and it's 2-sided, and that coordinates. So check out the online exclusives. And here's another one that is called the Marbled Elegance. Now, just because Valentine's Day is over doesn't mean that you can't get the set. Okay, it's great for I love you, happy anniversary, congratulations on your wedding. So feel free to use that for more occasions than just Valentine's Day. The things that come with this are the suite collection. You get the adhesive backed heart-shaped sequins. Boy, that's a tongue twister. The gift bags, the gold twisted thread, and this designer series paper, which happens to be absolutely worth it for this whole suite. There's other suites that you can check out. Now, the Utterly Adorable Suite Collection is a lot of fun to play with. I've done a Facebook Live with that. I need to get back into that one. We're going to be doing that suite coming up this coming weekend for our virtual event, and that is March 8th, but I think registration has already closed. Just so that we can get the packets mailed out to you. You will have 8 cards. You'll have 8 card packs, and then that gets mailed to you. And so be aware that Heidi and I do that several times a year. So check that out at theevent.com. You can check it out, look at it. Don't forget the last chance products. Now, the products have been, let's see, I think they'll be updated coming soon. Things that are in the online exclusives and the holiday mini, they were put in the last chance list. Some of them actually have deep discounts. So it's a great time to go shopping and receive some benefits, you know, from things that are basically going to retire. Once they are done, they do not have any more product coming in and everything is sold out, they will put them on the discontinued list. That means that no product will be brought in again, and while supplies last are on the last chance lists. So check that out. Now, don't forget, there is the scrapbook brochure in the online store. Now, this is there is not a catalog or a brochure printed, but I printed this off and I put everything together just to be able to show you on my Facebook Lives what things look like. Now, these are things that can make, obviously, 3 2-page spreads, but also these can be used for home decor and card making, gift making. So please look beyond the scrapbooking brochure name and get some ideas as to what you can do. I mean, this Meant to Be Sweet is a lot of fun, and it might be looking familiar to you because last year at Valentine's Day, we had a Be Mine collection, and that was in the designer series paper, exactly like this, but just different colors. Now, Stampin' Up! Came out with the scrapbooking brochure and revised this. It updated it with new colors, and this stamp set can coordinate with the one from last year, but this one has dies with it. That other one has a punch. How fun is that? So, like I said, the things that you see in the scrapbook brochure can be used for more than just scrapbooking. So check that out. It's in the online store. It's in the menu, and you can drop down. Now, when the new catalog comes out, that will have scrapbooking products inside. So that is really cool. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to be using tonight. I'm just going to take a drink. All right. So we're going to be using the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. That's in the annual catalog. And what I did with my card was I laid it on my finished card and I decided which color went well with it. And so I went with the crumb cake. Now, I haven't shown what the card looks like, but I'm going to show the products that we're making, because this is going to be collage and I kind of want to have the fun built up. So this is Faceted Gems Trio. This is in the annual catalog. We'll be using that as well. Like I said, we're going to be using quite a few things. This is the You Are Beautiful stamp set. Now, this is a standalone, so that means there's no dies, no punches, no designer series paper. It's just a stamp set. And the reason why I got this was You Are a Shining Light. And then Make Today Amazing and You Are Beautiful. Those greetings, oh my gosh, they made me get that. All right, we're also going to be using the Friends for Life dies, and that's on page 43 in the annual catalog. And we're not using the stamp set that goes with it. We're also going to be using the Sentimental Park dies. This was released in a spring mini catalog a couple years ago. It is still available in the annual catalog as an encore product. It is on page 79. And as you can see, we are going to use that die right there. And then we are using the Elements of Text. And this is an online exclusive. Again, it's a standalone, so that means it doesn't have dies, it doesn't have designer series paper, but it goes with everything. And another stamp set that I've seen this go well with is the Spotlight on Nature. Spotlight on Nature. I've seen several things with that. So we're also going to be doing some heat embossing. And so let's look at, oh, and also I should say we're also going to be using the sketched plaid. Now this is a background stamp, and it is in the annual catalog on page 91. So we're using a mishmash of stuff and colors. I'm going to get out the colors here. And all right, so this here is a scrap piece of basic gray. It is 3.5 by 2. Sorry, 3.25 by 2. I don't know how to read. This is a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and it is 3.5 by 2. And this piece is actually the same size. It is the, oh, can I grab it here without dropping anything? It is called the Foam Adhesive Sheets. It is in our sticky business part of the annual catalog. And so I just want that to know that it's like using one big dimensional. So we're using, and it looks like that. It's not on page 167. That was in the previous catalog. So it is, like I said, it's just one big sheet of dimensionals. Then we have the brushed silver and gold. And as you can see, the texture right there. And this is 3.25 by 2. And we have the adhesive sheets, which is the same size, and that's going with that one. Now, it is an online exclusive, this brushed silver and gold, and it's texture. So I just want to show you that. This piece is basic beige, and it is 8 inches by 5.25, and I scored it at 4. And then we have a piece of basic gray, and it is 4.25 by 5.5. So this is everything that's going to make our card. And like I said, we're going to be doing collage. So it's not anything that I normally do, but I got this stamp set. Where to go? And the elements of text. And I wanted to use it with the plaid. And then I'm like, oh, you know what would be really cool is this leaf right here. And so I knew I wanted to use those 3 things. And so I designed the card as I went. And so, like I said, I normally show the card, but I'm not going to because we're going to build it together. All right, so what I do is I just let this sit here for a few seconds, and I've already done that. Just allow you to say, hey, I really like the card that Joy did. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to get everything cut up, and then I'm going to make her card. So this way, everything gives you the dimensions, and it gives you a chance to come back in, stop it, get everything cut up, and then you can go back into it. Now I'm going to remove these pieces just for a second. We're going to take the Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to add on the adhesive sheet. So it really doesn't matter which part you take off because they both come off. And then we're going to lay that on. So we're actually going to die cut with this. And so that will make our words, our die cut, stand up. So because it's the word friend, it's small and it's tiny. And it would be very difficult to sit there and attach. I mean, you could, but it's so much easier to do it this way. So we got that on there. That's ready to go. Now, this is the brushed silver and gold. And so I'm just going to, when you do this, make sure this part right here is sticky. And so it allows you to pull it off. Okay. And then this piece comes off, and we're going to stick that right next to it as well. And so now, essentially, this piece is a sticker. And so we're going to die cut with those two pieces. So we're going to put that off to the side. And we're going to also die cut with this. So this is from the Sentimental Part dies. Okay, that's what that is. And then we have the word friend. Okay, the word friend going on the silver, the brushed silver. And then we have what I call the bubble friend, because it's made to either cut out the stamped image, or you can bubble those two up and have a background on that. So those we're just going to die cut. Okay, so now we're actually going to stamp the inside for now, and we're going to grab the largest stamp and Lost Lagoon, and we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat. And not necessarily because this is, first of all, we're going to ink this up. And it's a large stamp, so I'm going to actually take my ink pad, and I'm going to just tap, 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 and we're not going to squish it. And we're going to stamp off. We're going to do the first round of color there, and then now we are going to do the second round of color here. So that's the second generation. So as you could see, it's a little bit lighter, okay? And then we're just going to push that over to the side. And I'm wondering, I think we're going to close this up, but I'm actually going to grab a baby white because I noticed some ink there. And there we go. I just want to make sure that when I grab my ink and close it up and open and close, that I'm not going to get my fingers inky and dirty. Okay, so we're just going to put that off to the side over here, and we're going to close this back up. Now we're going to use this in another piece, but I just kind of want to do the inside right now. And so we're going to put that back over here. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp the inside with this. Now this here is two actual stamps, and I decided to put them on one block rather than doing it on separate blocks because they fit and it works out just fine. All right, and then there's a fuzzy right there, so I'm going to take that off. And again, we're going to do tap, tap, tap. We're not squishing. And we're going to go with the first generation, okay? And then we're going to put this like that, second generation. Okay, we're going to use this again, basically the same way. So we're not cleaning this one off, but we're going to go do that on the front side. But like I said, we're going to finish the inside right now, because if I make a boo-boo, I want to fix that right away. All right, so then the inside of the card is going to say, you are a shining light. Now we're going to do this in black, just because I want the colors to stand out nicely. And this is Memento. We're just going to go tap, tap, tap. And we're going to go right in the center there. Okay. And now we're going to clean that one off using our Simply Chamois. And I'm going to move this over to the side here because I am going to clean this one off because we're not going to use this one again. And then we're going to clean You Are a Shining Light because that turned out good. And we're not using that again. Oh, there's some stuff still in there. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, we did. Okay, so then I'm just going to actually flip that over. Now, my Simply Chamois tends to be in quarters just because I want to make sure that when I'm doing an event, then I have a Simply Chamois at each table. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is make sure we're just going to, that black was a little juicy. And we're going to do some heat embossing. Now we're going to take the tool, the embossing toolkit, and we are going to, first of all, what comes in your embossing toolkit is the tray and the embossing buddy. Now the embossing buddy I use in my tray because I'm in Minnesota and it gets staticky here. Comes with the ceramic tipped reversible tweezers and this brush. Now we're going to be using clear embossing powder, and Stampin' Up! Sells this in the annual catalog. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this embossing buddy and just make sure that all the ink on top is dry. Because if it's wet, the powder is going to stick to it. And it's, even though it's clear, it's going to emboss it, and I do not wish to have that happen. All right, so we are going to take this leaf and we're going to use Versamark. And we're just going to tap, tap, tap. Now this happens to be a, what you call a distinctive stamp, and that is a Stampin' Up! Stamp image. And what it does is it allows you to see lights and darks at the same time without having to worry about using different colors to get shading. And this is clear, so it's like a watermark. And we're just going to go tap, tap, tap. Okay, and so it's going to heat emboss. Now I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to put the lid back on. We're going to heat emboss it. Carolyn, hi. All right. Yay. I got somebody watching. Woohoo. All right. So I'm going to heat emboss this. I'm going to grab my embossing tool. I'm going to take a drink. Or several gulps. I'm going to turn it on and allow that to heat up. Now I'm going to actually do this from the back side just to see if you could see that heating up. It's such a magical thing. Piece is not heating up right there very well. Okay. All right, so you got some shine there. And some of it did not stick on there, which I don't know why, because I just re-inked my embossing buddy, or my re-inker. So maybe I just didn't get enough stuff on there, but that's okay. You know what we could do? We could do Wink Estella on top of that, and we'll see if that'll work. We're going to make that look pretty anyways. I don't know what that does, but whatever is not embossed, it will glitter. It will sparkle. All right, so that is the inside of the card, and allows you to sign whatever. I mean, and if you want to, you know, write where it says, you know, whatever, it doesn't say really anything, but you can definitely tell which is up and down. All right, so that's just the inside. So let's now start with the collage and start working on our base. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the plaid background stamp. And like I said, it's in the annual catalog. Now this is basic beige. And we're going to ink it all up. And, all right, there is a little fuzzy right there. And I just want to get rid of it before I close it up. All right, so we're going to close that up. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to lay this right on top, and I'm going to try to line it up with the bottom. And I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to grab a scrap of paper, and I'm just going to use the Versamark ink pad just to kind of give it a nice even pressure all around. And there we go. That is our first layer. Now I am actually going to clean this off, and just going to take, instead of my stamp to my Simply Chamois, I am just going to do it this way. All right, and that is clean. And I will dry it because it looks a little wet right now with the Stampin' Scrub. I'm going to use this later when I clean off the, what do you call it? Versamark off the background stamp. Okay, so that's going to sit like that. Okay, so that's our first line of our first layer of our collage. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use copper clay. Now, copper clay is a color that is going to retire. Once they start putting things on the retired list, the in colors will be Boho Blue, Copper Clay, Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, and Wild Wheat. And I have to say I have not used a lot of Copper Clay, but I am going to be sad because Wild Wheat is going, and Pebbled Path. Those were my two favorite colors. And if you don't get these stamped straight, that's okay. Don't worry about it. And that will lighten up. And then, let's see, I'm putting all my colors that I'm not going to use over to the side here anymore. Okay, so then we're going to use basic gray. And then, now let's see here. There are words on here, not necessarily words, but there's like some things that are, you could see the word spring, and I just don't want to have too much on here that you can't, I mean, I don't want it upside down is what I'm trying to say. All right, and you want to go off the paper. All right, so those two, that was basic gray. And now we're going to use Blackberry Bliss. And like I said, I put these, we're using a bunch. Here, I'll stop in just a second here and I'll show you. Yeah, we're using a mishmash of stuff. Okay, so that's the outs. We're not done yet, but we're done with the normal colors. So we have Blackberry Bliss, basic gray, basic beige, and copper clay. And then the stamp sets were You Are Beautiful, the Elements of Text, which is in the online exclusives, the Sketched Plaid, which is in the annual catalog, Friends for Life dies, and Sentimental Park dies. So we're using this one right here. So I told you, a mishmash of stuff. And then we're also using heat embossing. All right, so let's clean off these. Like I said, these are two separate dies, but I had, you know, I could put them on one block. I was using the same color, and I'm like, why not? Okay, so that is that. So now we are going to do, okay, why can't I close that? There we go. My case was not closing for my stuff. Okay, so then now we are going to use this and Versamark. All right, and we're going to do a Lost Lagoon. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the stamp and we're going to hit that in the Versamark, and then we're just going to tap. We're going to get that color, okay, and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to emboss it. Okay. I forgot to do the embossing buddy on the top part, but that's okay. Let's see if we could do the embossing buddy on the rest of the card. This is the part you don't want to not do. You always want to do that part. All right, so then now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to have to wash the stamp because we don't want to take the Lost Lagoon and put that in the Versamark. All right, so then now we're going to take the Versamark and we're going to do that again. I'm just going to kind of tap that off, make sure it's not juicy. And then we're going to just tap, 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 tap. All right, put that on the card. Like that. And then Versamark, embossing powder. Tap, tap, tap. You are quite welcome. And then one more time. Okay, so we're going to take the Simply Chamois and clean off I'm glad you can make it, Carolyn. All right. Dry that up a little bit. Here. All right. Yeah, this is, I'm going to soak this in my, on my Stampin' Scrub with some Stampin' Mist. And I'm going to let that hang out for quite a bit. All right, so then now, one more time, just some Lost Lagoon color. So we can emboss one more time. Ooh, all right. And then whack, whack, whack. Anything that is off. Now I'm just going to take my brush. I'm just going to sit down a second. And I'm going to see if there's any type of extra embossing powder that doesn't need to be somewhere. Just because, you know, I forgot to do the embossing buddy on some of it. So I want to save it and put it back in the container if I don't need to heat it. All right, I think I got a lot of it off. That doesn't really need to be there. Okay. And so we're just gonna take this and put the lid on. After the video, I'm gonna put this back in. So we don't have to do that right now. And then we'll heat emboss it. I'm going to close this up. The Lost Lagoon, because I don't think we need that anymore. All right. So the Versamark can go away. All right. So I'm going to just clean this up quickly some of the coloring in the embossing powder, and then we'll soak it later after the video. Because that Versamark is very sticky, and it gets in those grooves, and it doesn't clean out with the chamois very well. So that's why I do that. Okay, so then now I'm just going to brush all the little extra granules off my surface because it drives me crazy. And we'll heat emboss one more time. And we'll turn that on. All right. See if it goes through 2 pieces of paper and heats it up. Nope, not very well. Whoops. All right, so let's see if we can see the magic happen. Woohoo! Once it warms up, it goes very quickly. Make sure we got everybody. All right, we're done. I mean, like, how cool is that? Now make sure that once you're done heat embossing, you unplug, because if that falls over and you have left the room, you can start a fire. So make sure that you unplug that little puppy. All right, so we're done stamping, so I don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's add the adhesive to the back side, and we're going to put that on our main card. And I'm actually going to put a lot of adhesive on here because when you heat emboss, you tend to warp your card. So I'll get a nice gray border all the way around. Oh, that just turned out so cool. I just love that. Okay. All right, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine and do some die cutting. Okay. See how colorful that plate is? My goodness. Yes, I did a lot of die cutting with bright colors. Okay. So, oops. There goes one on the floor. So there goes that one. Now this piece has the adhesive on it. And that is going to say friend. And this one is going to say friend as well. And it's going to be in the bubble form, what I call it. And that is the one that is in, it is on the adhesive, foam adhesive sheets. So we're going to go through and die cut. Now, I am going to actually take this out. And this one worked really nice, and it has the dots all the way around the punctures. And I'm going to put my magnetic die on, or my die on the magnetic sheet. And this is friend, so I'm just going to neatly pop this out. Now there's adhesive sheets on the back side. And I'm going to keep my friend here because it has my eye. I think it's called a teetle or something like that. My friend told me what it was once and I forgot. Teetle, something like that. All right, we're going to put friend back in because, like I said, it's on foam adhesive sheets. And I just want to make sure that it cuts really well. And the way you could tell is if you take it off the back side and, yep, you can see all the marks. So we now know that that worked out perfectly. And we could take that and see it's on a one big dimensional. So I don't have to sit there and try to fussy cut a whole bunch of dimensionals out. All right, so we're going to grab my take your pick tool and use my people poker to poke out that piece right there that I want to throw in my trash can, which is sticking to me now. Okay, and that friend is empty, so we'll put that back on the, now this is adhesive and there is a backing on it, so that's we'll just peel that off. Now I'm just going to roll that through so then I can move that without dropping any plates. Thank you. All right, so now our friend is going to, I'm going to take out that teety piece. Hi, Karen, welcome. And now this is on an adhesive sheet as well. Come on. There it is, right there. Okay, so I'm actually going to sit down again because I am going to attempt to take out the plastic backing off of this piece right here. And I am going to grab my silicone mat to see it better. Now I'm going to hold it and I'm going to try to grab that backing off by scraping it. There you go. It fit. So I'm going to stick that right on the eye so I don't lose it. Yay! And push that down really good. I mean, so see how, I mean, that little backing piece, I mean, I could try to glue it on, but no. It worked just fine, my trial. All right, so now, like I said, this has adhesive on the back. And so we're poking. And these parts, when you have the adhesive strip on the back, it actually helps with all the parts not really sticking, except for to you. Come on. All right, so now I have to find out where the strip is so I can just peel it off. I had two layers. There it goes. Ha! So I'm going to pull off gently because I don't want to ruin the I don't want to just, you know, have it pull off and then disform it so that it won't fit on the friend really well. Ah, come on. All right, so we're going to start with friend. And I'm going to lay this down just gently on top so that if I need to reposition it, I'm fine. And so now this is the brushed silver and gold from the online exclusives. So that lays, I think that looks good. There you are, friend. Smash it. Smash it good. Okay, so it should all stay. And then we'll just take off the adhesive off the adhesive foam adhesive sheets. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Words are hard. Here we go. And there's this piece right here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that is going to lay like this. Okay. And the foam adhesive sheets are sticky, obviously, and it doesn't stick to the craft mat. So that's the reason why I suggest having one. Sherry, hi, welcome. How you doing? All right, so this is going to go like that. Oops. It kind of helps if you put the adhesive on there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's put the adhesive on there too. Oh, that's good. Nice to hear it. Okay, so now we could put this back to where it was. Now push down. Okay, so there we go. You could see that we have some embossed. You're doing well? Question mark? Good, I'm glad you are. And that's the inside so far. Okay, so then now, I'm having trouble with words. And maybe stamping things. Okay, so we're going to use these faceted gems. And they're all the same size, which bugs me. Because I don't know why. So we're going to take a dark one, because that's a dark gray. And then we're going to take the color, to me, it looks like it is Lost Lagoon. So we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to take a light color. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. I didn't have to pay you to say that either. You're so sweet. There we go. So we got one of each color there. And then we're going to take, now like I said, I laid all these colors. I mean, I could have used the vanilla on the basic beige, but I kind of wanted to go with the color of the basic beige that I used on the plaid on the background. So that kind of made it more look like crumb cake to me. So I decided to go with the crumb cake bow. And I made a double bow. And so we're going to use the mini glue dot. And we are going to put that right there on the corner. And this bow is having a very bad hair day. So we're just going to kind of straighten out those wispy little ties. and make them go like the same way, all forward. Okay, so then we're just going to give a little snip here and a little snip there. All right. I think we are done with this card. I think. Oh, nope, we're not. I forgot one thing. We're going to make a mess. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're just going to leave that there. Oh, no, we use this. Never mind. I'm going to put my people poker away. And I just dropped my lid to my this. There we go. All right, so I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, a big one. I mean, I know I am on my glass mat, but now you're going to see why, and I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to make a mess. Wink of Stella. And we're going to squeeze. Never mind. That one's coming to an end. We'll squeeze. Woohoo, look at that! And then I'm going to take my bone folder and we're going to splatter. I mean, this is a collage stamp. You can't have a collage without glitter sparkles. Now I want to see if I have enough, because, you know, who ever says that they have too much glitter sparkles? And believe me, I'm looking on here. It's kind of hard to tell when you have the embossed leaf on there, but you know what? That's okay. We still have more laying on this tray, so and guess what? Penguins, they come in great use. I mean, gotta use all this stuff up, otherwise I'm just gonna wipe it up with a baby wipe and throw it away. So I might as well splatter something. Now who wants to win this card? All you have to do is do a thumbs up, do a heart. That will get your name entered into the drawing. And leave a comment. Now, don't forget, I said in the beginning of the video that I have, the videos only have 30 days. And then Facebook is wiping them out from now on. So that means that any video that I've done, number 1, number 2, number 3, it's going to get eliminated. I want to feel like a winner. You are a winner, Carolyn. always in my... You're not brave enough to splatter? Oh, you know, you can always splatter. You need grid paper. You can also splatter with your ink pen. Let's see. You know, we could do some more splattering on here. Let's see, what color would look good? We could just do a little bit of gray. I think a little bit of gray splatter would look good. This is black. Nope, we don't want to do black. We could do this one. This is light black. So we just take the brush and we just flick. And we're doing controlled splatter. And you're not doing too much. All right. All right, I think that is done. So we did a lot of different techniques today. So if you missed this video, go back and watch it from the start. And don't forget, I will be posting this on my YouTube channel later on. Hopefully it'll be today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. So that's the inside of the card, or sorry, the outside of the card. And the inside is, you are a shining light. And so so that means that I'm going to have to start picking my winners a lot quicker than normally what I do. I want to make sure that when people share this on their timeline, I want the people on the timeline to also be able to get a chance to win this card. I'm not making anybody buy anything to win. All they have to do is just do a thumbs up, do a heart. They can say hi. Let me know where you're from. If you're from Tennessee or Washington or Burnsville, Minnesota, just down the street. You know what I mean? That gets you entered. And sharing this on your timeline gets you actually entered 2 times to win. And now Facebook, I don't know, or YouTube, I don't know if I'm going to pick any winners off of YouTube now. So maybe I might have to do 2 cards and do one for Facebook and one for YouTube, because we'll see. Once I start getting, you know, if I get new people watching me from YouTube and then they watch, you know, I don't know how that'll work. So, but I want to say thank you very much for watching me make this card. And I mean, like I said, I had an idea and I wanted to use the plaid, which was the background stamp. And I wanted to use this big leaf from You Are Beautiful. And then I wanted to use, now those both were out of the annual catalog. This is from the online exclusives, the Element of Text. I just got this in, and it's my first time actually using it. So I couldn't wait. Plus, I used some dies that I haven't used for a while, Sentimental Park and Friends for Life. These are actually both in the annual catalog. So it made a beautiful card using a whole bunch of different things. So thank you again for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I hope you have a great week. Hopefully I'll be back on Thursday after 5 o'clock. Take care. Have a great week and happy